Hi, I'm Lindsay Elliott from Lindsay Elliott Coaching, and in this video today I want to do a bit of BS busting because I saw a video on social media a couple of days ago that got me a bit riled up and got me a bit annoyed, so I thought I would record a video about it that I hope will be helpful to you. So in this video it was a video of a woman driving, and she was gently crying. And over the top of it was some text that said, "You are only as happy as your unhappiest child." And why this I feel gets me annoyed is because it kind of perpetuates a myth that in order for us to be good parents or worthy parents, or to be doing a good job at parenting, that worry, concern, feeling really kind of overly concerned about how our children are doing, angst, are all part and parcel, and a necessary part and parcel of being a parent. The other reason that I disagree with this is because also if your child is struggling and there are times when you are feeling happy, that can also make you believe that, oh, well, I should be feeling miserable because my child is going through a difficult time. And so therefore I'm a bad parent because I'm feeling happy in this moment, or I'm just okay with letting them be with it and supporting them through it, and that I'm not totally miserable. And that makes me a bad parent. And also the third reason is because fundamentally it points to something that isn't true about life, which is that our circumstances have the power to make us feel anything. So I'm going to talk about this from a couple of different points, but I just want to say straight off the bat that whatever also if you're not a parent, but you also have, or maybe your children aren't struggling, but you have someone else in your life is struggling, this video is also going to be helpful for you, because I think it's very true that sometimes if our spouse or our partner is really struggling, or our sibling, or our best friend, or our parents are really struggling with something very challenging, that we can also have this belief that we also need to be a little bit miserable, or we need to be overly concerned or feel angst about them, and that all of that is necessary and helpful. So really it's not just about the parenting relationship, although I think this kind of idea is very pervasive in the parenting world. This is also true of all relationships, I feel. So I hope it's helpful for anybody who's in a relationship, which is every human being. So, the second thing I want to say is whatever you are feeling about whatever your child is going through is totally okay. So anytime that you hear me saying things like you're only ever feeling your own thinking, which is what I'm going to be saying, that doesn't mean that if you are really sad, if you are really in despair, if you really are grieving with your child, if you are really worried about them, that's all totally okay. And also, conversely, if your child is really struggling and you aren't struggling with it, that's also okay. So just want to normalize that whatever we are feeling, we don't need to fit into society's conditioning, to social media's conditioning about how we should show up in our parenting relationship, or indeed any relationship. So I just want to put that out there, that whatever you are feeling is okay, and undoubtedly whatever you are feeling is changing and moving and shifting. And that's the whole point really of what I'm going to talk about, is that there won't be a fixed feeling that you have about your child's struggle. Sometimes you might feel sad, sometimes you might feel angry, sometimes you might feel calm and peaceful, sometimes you might feel hopeful and that it's all going to work out okay. But so whatever you are feeling, you don't need to look at that BS on social media and then either feel bad about yourself or feel good about yourself because you are feeling really miserable because your child's struggling. So I just want to put that out there, just to say whatever you're feeling is okay. It's all normal and it's all okay. So one of the reasons that I believe this statement is untrue, you're only as happy as your unhappiest child, is because fundamentally that isn't how life's working. So there's a belief in our society that it's our circumstances that makes us feel stuff. So my child is struggling, therefore it is inevitable that I will also feel sad, angry, angsty, worried. Now that isn't true, Because the only thing that we are ever feeling in any given moment is our own thinking. So we have a stream of energy passing through us that's bringing thought and feeling. Who knows where it comes from, but this is how we're set up as human beings. We're constantly thinking, constantly feeling, it's all constantly flowing. And that's coming from within us, or from kind of up here somewhere. It's not coming directly from the circumstance. Because if it did, then every single parent who had a struggling child would feel a certain way. And quite clearly we can see that. And also you can see that your child's circumstance may stay the same, but your feelings about it will absolutely ebb and flow. So let's say your child is going through a mental health struggle, or they're being bullied at school. Their circumstance isn't probably going to change day to day. But in one given moment, you can be feeling really sad and crying about it. Another given moment, you could be feeling really angry that this is happening to them. Another given moment, you might be feeling quite hopeful that there is a solution, that things will get better. And another given moment, you won't be thinking about it at all. But the circumstance will still be there. So it's really important to see that. So I think what a more truthful way to look at it is, you are only as happy as your unhappiest thought about your child. And we can't control what we think. We don't need to believe what we think. We just need to let our thoughts and feelings be there. Okay, so that's the first part about it. We're never feeling the circumstance. So that's BS anyway, from the point of view of this video that I saw. We're only ever feeling our own thinking. And that is absolutely open to change all the time. And it can be really good to see that, not only for yourself, but also for your child or whoever is struggling in your life. So if your child is being bullied or has some mental health challenge, there will be times when they're really caught up in it, and when they're really in their own thinking, in their own head, and feeling really desperate. And then there will be other times where they're just watching a bit of TV or doing a bit of gaming or reading a book, or you're out for a walk, or they're eating their food or laughing at something on the television, and they're not thinking about it either. So whilst there may be an overriding kind of like struggle and challenge, there will be micro moments within that where it's okay, because we are absolutely designed. So we've got I want you to imagine this is our innate resilience and well-being and okayness that is absolutely built into every single human being. And then we have a psychology over the top of it. We have all of our thoughts and feelings about how we're doing and what our challenge is and how this isn't fair and how I'm feeling so miserable and how everyone hates me, all that kind of stuff. This fluctuates, but this is always here. So when this quietens down, which it inevitably will when your child is doing something else or you're doing something else, and they get to feel that for a moment. And so rather than us focusing on their psychological experience and our own psychological experience, which we just need to let be there, we just need to let it pass through. What if, rather than what I think this video was pointing to, was that to be a good parent, you have to get involved and really into the same sort of feelings as your child. So my child is sad, I need to be sad. My child is happy, I'm allowed to be happy. But what if that isn't the most helpful thing that you can do as a parent? I mean, I truly don't think it is that helpful to join in innocently with your child's despair and emotions and anger and angst. It's totally okay if you do feel it in the same moment, but it's not actually the most helpful place to look as a parent. What if the most helpful thing that you can do for your child or anyone else that you love and is struggling in your life is that you can see their own health? You see their resilience. You know that outside of this circumstance, once they have moved through it, and as they are moving through it, as their psychology, their thoughts and feelings changes all the time, that there is a place within them, within all of us, that is absolutely untouched by all of the SHIT that happens to us. And what if that is the most helpful place that you can keep looking to see that in your child or your loved one who is struggling, and also to see it in yourself as you move through a challenging situation in your parenting, in your life, in your family? What if we can know that this is always here, this rock solid piece of resilience that we always get to come back to? You won't always feel it. It won't always feel like it's there, but what if you can just play with it? Like if you don't already viscerally know this yourself, what if you can just question, okay, what if there is a place of resilience and peace and knowing what to do absolutely built into every human being, and built into me and built into my child. So just play with that as a concept, because truly I think that is way more helpful than going down the route of, oh, my child is really struggling and I'm a good parent, so therefore I'm also in total despair with them. I just don't see that that is helpful. And as I say, it just perpetuates, particularly for women or those people who are in the caregiving role, the more nurturing role maybe in the parenting situation, that you have to be miserable if your child is miserable. Anyway, I've said enough about that. So I just want to check if there's anything else that I want to mention that I hope will be helpful for you. No, I think I've said it all. Amazing. Great. I hope this video has been helpful. And if you are in challenge and struggle with your child, with someone that you love, my heart does go out to you. Life can be really tough, 100%. Just because we're feeling our thinking and not feeling our circumstance doesn't mean that there isn't really difficult stuff to deal with, okay? And I'm sending you love, I'm sending your child love. And if you have got any comments or questions, if anything in this has resonated with you, I would love to hear from you below. And yeah, I'm just sending you lots of love. So if you have enjoyed this video, if it's been helpful, please do like it. It helps me to know that my content is, this sort of content is helpful. Share it with someone if you know that they are struggling or their child is struggling. And also please subscribe to my channel if you'd like to, so that you will get, notifications of when I release new videos. Brilliant. Thanks so much for watching. Bye bye.